Okay, welcome back to another of our Year 7 math series. So we're still doing the number composite, and I hope you've enjoyed the last 3 videos. Now we're going to move on to the important topic of prime numbers. So this is our curriculum, as you can see, as well, the curriculum as I have written it. So let's jump straight into prime numbers and see what they're all about. So for this one, I've got my trusty 100 square because my 100 square is going to be really important in helping me out with finding my prime numbers if I don't know them. But let's define what prime numbers are first. So I'm going to go prime numbers. There are a couple of things you need to know about them. They only have 2 factors. And those 2 factors are the number itself and the number 1. So the number itself and the number 1. So those are the only 2 factors you're going to have for prime numbers. So that means that as I look through all of my numbers there, if I find any other factor besides itself and 1, then that is not a prime number. And if you can't remember what factors are, check my other video on factors, and then in that video I explain what factors are. But let's have a quick look and start defining some prime numbers. So first of all, the number 1 is not prime. And the reason why it's not prime because it's only got 1 factor, which is the number 1. Okay, the number 2 is prime, and it's the only even prime number that you're going to have. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little note to say that it's the only even prime number. So number 2 is prime, and that's because its 2 factors are 1 and 2. It only has 2 factors. All the other prime numbers will be odd. So now how do I use my 100 square to work out the prime numbers? Well, what I'm going to do is I'll go down my multiplication table and I will highlight all of the numbers that are not prime. By the way, just for the sake of saying it, all other numbers that are not prime are called composite numbers, and that's because they are made up of other numbers besides itself and 1. So the others are called composite numbers. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So now that I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm looking for. If the number is in any other part of the times table other than the top, then it probably isn't prime. So I'm going to start first of all by highlighting all of the even numbers besides the number 2, because the number 2 is definitely prime. So I'll highlight all of these even numbers here. They are definitely not prime. Okay, then now I'm going to go through the numbers in my 3 times table, my 5 times table, and so on, because those numbers will not be prime either. So I can see here from the 5 times table, if it ends in a 5, then 5 goes into it's definitely not prime. And then I can go through my 3 times table and highlight all of the numbers. So what I'm going to do in the interest of time is I'll pause the video in just a sec. So let me just quickly rush down the 3 times table. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, and so on. You get the idea of what I will be doing. So I'm just going to pause the video here and chop this bit out and then finish working out, highlighting all of my prime numbers. Okay, so I've finished highlighting all of my composite numbers. So what I've got left are just my prime numbers, and I forgot to highlight the number 1 because it's definitely not prime, just to make sure that it's not there. Now the main idea is that you need to remember these prime numbers. You really do need to try and learn them. Okay, so anything that's not highlighted is not prime. So what I will do is I will ask you to pause the video here, and then you can write them all down. All of the stuff that's not highlighted, these are my prime numbers. It might be a good idea to have them in a lovely little list stuck up somewhere. So what I'd suggest you do, jump onto the internet, download 100 square, color in all of the numbers that are composite numbers, and then leave your prime numbers out, it's really easy for you to spot them. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this video on prime numbers. I hope that this was an enjoyable video for you. If it was, give it a thumbs up, and then don't forget to subscribe so that you can see more videos as they land. The reason being is because obviously this curriculum is going to be quite lengthy, because I've got like loads of videos, short videos I'll be putting up really often. So please make sure that you have smashed that subscribe button so that once the new video come on, you will know what it's all about. All right, that's it. Thank you and peace out.